Schedule a Zoom with me at GCExperts.com/Zoom. John Reitmeyer, GC Experts, the federal contracts guy.
Hey, bud, how you doing?
Fantastic. I know you and I have been texting back and forth. I got a message from my team, though, that said you already got your SAM registration.
Yeah, we got that, and we got our cage number.
Congratulations. How's it working out for you?
We haven't done anything yet because we're waiting for the new year to end, or this year to end to start next year.
Oh,
We just
okay.
haven't jumped on anything yet.
Anything you can think of that I could help you with?
Kathy?
I've got like stuff to send out to potential people. I mean, we did do a lot of, believe it or not, local government.
Yeah, we did local government work. Yeah.
I'm thinking about reaching out to those same people and letting them know. I mean, and I understand how everything works, and it doesn't work like a regular business. So, we purchased everything beforehand. But when I did all of that, I made sure to put us in there to get help with grants and stuff to buy, if we're doing a large job, there's no way I could come up with $1,000 to purchase material.
So, she's...
I understand all that part of it. I just, it says that it's supposed to send me a link where I can peruse it and send out, sort of like a resume, if you will, to potential people that we want to do business with.
So,
Okay. Hey, Brian,
Yeah.
would you care for a nickel's worth of free advice from a guy who's done $1 billion worth of work for
Sure.
the federal government?
Sure.
You got a minute for this call? Because it might smack you in the face, and you gotta consider ahead of time. You want to get smacked in the face by somebody you don't know.
Right.
You okay with that?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay. I've done more than 1,000 federal government contracts, more than $1 billion worth, and it's all public information. In other words, the federal government, we the people, get to see, so there's no reason, or I would never lie on any contract I ever got because somebody could look it up. Okay?
Right.
And when I hear the words that I just heard, I get a little bit concerned, because what I heard was, and you don't have to explain yourself. I'm talking specifically to Kathy. You don't have to explain yourself.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what I heard. What I heard was, and so we bought the additional add-ons so that we can go after grants. And when you said that, it made me cringe a little bit, because you don't need to buy anything in order to go after a grant, and you don't have to buy the material before you go out there and get the job done, so you would never need that money to do that anyway. Now, I don't know what size company you guys are. Are you guys $1 million a year company? A 20?
No, we last year we did 300,000.
Okay,
Small.
small company. Okay, fantastic. I would much rather speak to a small company than to a large company, because large companies get stuck in the way that they do things, and they really don't open their ears to learn. Small companies do, because they can jib and jab and move through things pretty quickly. If we need to make some changes, it's pretty quick to get it done from the top down.
Right.
Okay, number one, you don't need any money to get into federal government construction. What you can do, in fact, you can bid any job anywhere across the entire United States, and you can hire local subcontractors to go out there and do the work for you, okay, the tradespeople.
Yeah. Eaters. You're sick of living. Sorry.
Stop.
And on federal contracts, it's paid when paid. It's under what's called the Federal Prompt Payment Act, and so the only way to make money on a federal contract is to achieve percent complete. Once you've achieved percent complete, then you are entitled to the money, and then your subcontract agreements will say paid when paid. And so look, you might think that you need money ahead of time, because maybe in your business you have said a time or two, we need 10% down so that we can get started and get the material on order. Right. Well, when somebody says that to me, my response to that is, look, typically when somebody asks me for money up front, it's usually one of two reasons. You tell me which it is, but I'm going to tell you the two reasons. Number one is you might really need the money. And if that's the case, I'll open up an account with the local supplier, and then if we had an agreement for $50,000 and it ends up being $10,000 worth of material and I paid that, I'll just deduct that 10 from the 50 and you'll get the 40. I said the second reason I'm typically asked that question is that you're concerned, hey, how hard is it to get money out of this asshole? And if it's number two, then I'll just tell you this, that any subcontractor on a federal contract is protected to get paid two different methodologies. Number one is the Federal Prompt Payment Act. You can Google that. It's public information. But the part you're looking for is the part that says the contractor shall be paid monthly or more often as deemed necessary by the contracting officer on a percentage complete basis. Meaning that if you're 50% complete, you get 50% of the money. It goes on to say that subcontractors shall be paid within 7 days of the prime contractor's receipt of payment. Now listen, this is federal law. Nobody wants to get in trouble with the Department of Justice over payment going to a subcontractor. So that's one way you're protected. The second way you're protected is most federal contracts are protected by what's called payment and performance protection. The most common word they use for that is bonds. And so the concern is,
she knows about the bonds.
You know about the bonds.
Okay, wait a second. Look, okay. There's 5 types of payment and performance protection on a federal contract, Kathy. Show me how smart you are. Okay.
I'll do my best.
Okay. Well, there's bonding, irrevocable letter of credit, tripartite escrow agreement, cash, and deed to property. But most people don't know that. I know that because that's, if you look up Federal Acquisition Regulation 28.102, it's written there. But most people don't know that. Now, maybe you're the 1 in 1,000 people that I talk to that goes, oh yeah, I knew that before you even said that, and that's fine. Look, you can say you can say you understand bonds, but federal certificate bonding is a little bit different. It's not hugely different, it's very mildly different. But it's the same concept that you have a bond from a bonding company and they're guaranteeing that the work that the government, let's just say, whether it's state, county, city, or federal, that they'll get what the bargain was. It actually says the words "the bargain." Right. But the reason that I mention that is that the bonding company will step in. If I get hit by a bus tomorrow, the bonding company will step in and they'll pay you, which is really my whole point, is that those are the two reasons typically people ask for money up front. But that's how I handle it, in such a way that I never have to put money up front, which is a better proposition for you as a general contractor, right?
Right. No, we agree.
Okay. So, listen, like I said, you're talking to an expert, and I don't wake up in the morning and think, hey, I'm going to slap these guys around today and bring them up to speed on what it takes to a federal contractor. It's just that there's a lot of people that run through this world, and they never get a chance to talk to somebody who actually did this, who actually knows what it took to be a boots-on-the-ground contractor for over 3 decades. It's not like you can go down the street and open up the door to somebody else's company and say, hey, how are you guys doing this? And they're going to slam the door in your face. As far as I know, I'm the only person that offers really the inside view. And look, the smallest job I ever did was $7,000. The largest job I ever did was $8 million. So I've done every type of construction that you can imagine all over the United States.
Well, that's our goal. We're walking ourselves through everything, and she's more of the book person than I am. She understands a lot more than I do of books. I'm more street smarts, so to say.
Yeah, like Brian is the technical expert when it comes to construction. I just, what he tells me, I just type up and send off to the clients.
Right, and she, like I said, she can understand the book better than I can. She's the one that figured all this out.
Sure.
So,
well, there's a huge opportunity. I mean, No joke. This is public information. If you look at the federal budget for construction across the United States, it's about $270 billion a year. But when you look at a useful year, in other words, if you take the weekends out, there's about 270 business days in the year. So no kidding, our federal government is issuing 1,000 $1 million contracts every single business day, $1 billion a day. And so you guys are really smart to be looking into this direction, because this is where the smart contractors go when the economy starts souring, because the federal government, the economy's never soured, right? They got all our money. Yeah, it just keeps going.
Yeah, because right now we're down to 2 jobs to finish up. Basically, at the end of the year, we got a roof to finish up, and then we got a remodel that we're doing. And then, we got stuff on the books for next year, but that's not until March.
Well, if you're looking for something to do in the downtime, this is certainly where I would start.
Well, yeah, exactly. And that's what we're not trying to phase out what we do already, but we're trying to phase out the little person in between the big man.
Because it's like, we understand everybody's trying to save a dollar here and there, and I've talked to a lot of contractors, and they actually, they've told us, you're going to turn down 60% of jobs because, people have unrealistic expectations.
Yeah, we turned down probably 100 jobs this year.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just because of unrealistic, expectations or unrealistic time frames. Like,
let me ask you this, Brian.
Yes, sir.
When you send out a quote and you sign it, if the client signs it, do you have a contract?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything we do is all contracts.
It's legally binding.
Okay.
Legally binding contract.
We actually went through a lawyer. Brian is working on his builder's license through the state of Michigan, and he knows what it looks like.
Kathy, you guys, seriously, I don't know where you guys are from, but you got to listen to me. There's some things
I'm listening.
Okay.
We're listening.
Okay. Have you ever heard of no-risk federal contracting? Has that ever come across you? Okay, I'm going to teach you right now. Hey, let me ask you this. Do both of you agree that most people in the construction industry will work for about $20 to $250 an hour? Most people.
Yeah, most people. Oh, yeah.
Okay, would you agree that there are some people in the construction industry who are making $10,000 to $100,000 an hour, but they won't tell you about it?
Oh, definitely.
Sure there are.
Okay.
Definitely.
Kathy, are you in front of a computer?
No.
Brian, are you in front of a computer?
I am not. No, I'm
Do you guys have a separate cell phone that you can Google on?
Yes.
Well, yes, we did.
Yes.
Okay, Kathy, I want you to Google FAR, F-A-R, 13.004. But don't click on the link. Just Google it.
13 what?
13.004.
Okay.
Okay, what's the first link say?
13, legal effect of quotations.
Okay, legal effect, implying that there's something legal when you turn in a quote to the federal government, right?
Okay.
Okay, I want you to click that link, but don't read what you see there. I want you to follow along with me. I want you to read the first sentence out loud and stop at the period.
A quotation is not an offer and consequently cannot be accepted by the government to form a binding contract.
Consequently.
Consequently, yes, thank you. Sorry.
Cannot be turned in to form a binding contract. So the very first sentence says that if you give a quote to the federal government, they cannot turn that quote into a contract. And I want you to recognize that that's different than what you just told me about your, quote, legally binding contract that a lawyer helped you and Brian's looking for his license, okay? But the first sentence of a federal quote says they can't take your quote, and that's different. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now I want you to read the second sentence out loud and stop at the period.
Therefore, issuance by the government of an order in response to a supplier's quotation does not establish a contract.
Okay, now that's legalese, and I don't expect you guys to understand it, but I'm going to explain it to you. What that second sentence is the government recognizing that not every procurement official in the federal government is going to understand sentence number 1. And someday, if you turn in enough quotes, some contracting officer somewhere might take your quote and turn it into a contract, even though sentence number 1 says they can't do that. So all they're saying in sentence number 2 is, if that ever happens to you, don't worry about it. It's still not a contract. Now that I've explained it to you, do you agree that's what sentence number 2 says?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I want you to read the rest of the paragraph and stop at the end.
All right. Okay. The order is an offer by the government to the supplier to buy certain supplies or services upon specified terms and conditions.
Now, it continues. Go ahead.
A contract is established when the supplier accepts the offer.
Okay. Now, that probably
Right.
makes no sense to you, but I'm going to explain it again. What they're saying is what makes a contract when the supplier, if you're the supplier of the quote to the government, who's agreeing to make it into a contract?
No,
Yeah.
we are. When we
Yeah, that should be a huge shift in what's happening in y'all's brains right now. So let me explain. Let me explain to you how this works in the real world. Where are you guys out of?
Michigan.
Michigan.
Okay, there's a funny family story. I was conceived in Michigan, but we'll talk about that one later.
So were we.
My wife's listening in the other room. She goes, "Nobody needs to know that."
we actually live at the bottom of the Mackinac Bridge.
We're like 45 minutes from the bridge.
Yeah, Mackinac Bridge.
Yeah, so we're the trolls.
They call us the troll.
We're the trolls because we live under the bridge.
And the Yoopers are above them.
Yeah, and they live above the bridge.
Fun fact.
Okay, let's say the National Park Service wants to build a 200 square foot tiny house. That should be well within your capabilities.
Yes.
Yes.
Somewhere up in Michigan, okay, and they put that solicitation out on the street, and me as a federal contractor, I come along, and I decide to bid that thing for $100,000. Okay. So I turn my bid in. Can they take my bid and turn it into a contract?
No.
No, they can't. What they have to do is I know this sounds weird, but they have to contact me and say, "Hey, we got your bid for $100,000. Would you please do this work for $100,000 like you put in your bid?" Okay, I know that sounds weird.
Kind of like what some of our clients do to us.
Okay,
Yes.
well, hold on a second. When that happens, you have 4 options. Okay, and I'm recording this call and I'll send it to you so you don't have to take notes.
Thank you.
Option number 1 is you can accept. Hey, we'll take the deal. $100,000 for a 200 square foot tiny house. Good deal, right?
Yes.
Okay. Option number 2, you can withdraw. Sorry, we're too busy right now. You're going to have to go on to the next guy. By the way, there's no consequences to that. There's not like, oh my God, 99 times these guys withdrew their bid. There's nobody keeping note of this because it's in the federal acquisition regulations. Who has to accept the deal?
We do.
That's right. Okay, option number 3 is you can negotiate. Hey, I know I turned that bid in for $100,000. We're going to need to make it $130,000. Okay. And number 4 is you can stall for more time. Hey, I'm sorry I wasn't expecting your call. Can I call you back in 24 to 48 hours? Boop! Get them right off the phone. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Now, if you can withdraw every bid you ever turned in, what is your risk for turning in a bid?
There's no risk.
There is no risk.
Zero risk.
We didn't have a risk. We just backed off and there was no risk on our part.
So how long do you think I spent putting together my number $100,000?
I don't know, an hour?
Excuse me?
15 minutes? I don't know. How long?
Whoa. Brian, think about this for a second. If I'm at zero risk for turning in a bid at any number, how long do you think it takes me to put together a bid like that?
At least a couple hours.
No, I just go 100,000, boop, fill out the paperwork, turn it in.
I get it. God, why didn't I see that? So,
Okay.
I get it. I didn't see the question behind the answer.
Hey, if I turned my bid in for $10,000, how long do you think it took me to come up with a number?
0 time because you just gave it to them.
If
If
I put it in for 200,000, am I at any risk for any number that I put in? If on every bid
No.
I have zero risk.
Zero risk.
Okay,
Just a
now
number
let me
you threw at them.
tell you what happens when I get the phone call. Hey, we'd like to talk to you about solicitation number W912X01R, Q, whatever the number. Okay. I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting your call. Can I call you back in 24 to 48 hours? Boop, get them off the phone. Now I'm calling because this job's in Michigan. If I Google in Michigan to find somebody to do that type of work, will I somehow come across you?
Yep.
Okay, so here's the phone call. Hey, Brian, my name's Sean. I'm a national federal contractor. I do everything from wind tunnels to water treatment plants to kitchen renovations. I'm calling you today because it looks like the National Park Service wants to build this 200 square foot tiny house, and it looks like it's about 30 minutes from your office. What I'd like to do is send you over the plans and specifications. When you get them, you don't even have to open and look at them. My phone number's in there. Just pick up the phone and call me. I'm already familiar with the job, and I'll walk you through it step by step. Now, that's a script, and the reason that I make that script like that is because, look, you as a contractor, you get phone calls all the time, somebody looking for a quote, right?
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God, yeah.
And if I'm the 10th guy in that day to send you and say, here's the plans and specs, give me a bid, am I at the top of the list or the bottom of the list?
Probably at the bottom because I've had 10, 15 calls before you.
That's right. But how different did it sound when I said, hey, Brian, I'm a national federal contractor. Did I have your attention?
Yeah.
Because you never heard that shit before.
No,
Okay?
and I would ask for 24 to 48 hours.
Well, no, that's only because you've talked to me.
No. I actually have done that before. I've asked for 2 days to give a bid.
Brian, I just cold called you and you took my call. Okay?
I know you did.
Because I'm making myself very interesting to you. Kathy, if I hung up right now, would you be depressed?
No.
Really? You don't think there's more to learn in this call?
No, there is. No, I mean, no, if you were, I didn't mean it that way. No,
No, I'm serious. You're talking. Look, am I speaking y'all's language?
You are.
you are.
Are you learning anything in this call?
Yes.
If I
Yes,
hung
yeah,
up right
sure.
now, wouldn't you be sad about that?
I would be a little upset. I would be. Yeah.
I would be upset.
Okay,
I mean,
look, how do you make yourself that way to somebody that you're calling to get them to do free work? Look, if I call you and ask you to bid a job, am I asking you to do free work for me?
No.
No.
Excuse me? Do you get paid for the quotes that you put together?
No, we don't.
Okay, I'm going to ask again. If I call you to give me a bid on a job, am I asking you to do free work for me?
No.
No.
Okay, so now you're telling me you get paid for all the bids you put together.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. Most contractors don't operate that way. So if I send you the plans and specs for this 200 square foot tiny house, you're going to call me up and say, I'm not bidding this shit unless you give me $1,000?
No, that's not how it works. We just put it in the bid with the price.
It's included in the price of the bid.
Included in the price of the bid.
Okay, I'm going to say this again because you guys up in Michigan are a little bit slow. If
It's cold up there.
my wife is making excuses for you. She says, it's cold up there.
Yeah, we got a lot of snow right now.
Yeah.
Look,
It's 80 degrees here.
obviously, I'm teaching with sarcasm. I'm not. I think these guys get where I'm coming from.
We do. We trust me.
Okay.
We deal with sarcasm every day.
All
Tell
right.
them it's 80 degrees here.
They don't need to be jealous.
It is. It's 30 degrees here.
Yeah, we just had a small ice storm, so yeah.
Yeah, we just have some
Okay, so I'm going to ask you again. if some guy off the street calls you and says, give me a bid on this job, am I not asking you to do work for free?
No. Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, yes, because if I don't accept your bid, didn't you just work for me for free?
Yes. Yes, we did.
Okay. Brian?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now,
We're listening. Go ahead.
a really smart general contractor is going to try to explain to you that, hey, this is an opportunity. They're going to sell the idea. I want to be respectful of your time. So the words I used were, I didn't say, so here's the plans and specs, give me a bid. What did I say, Kathy?
Yeah. Basically, you just.
I said, I'm going to send you over the plans and specs. You don't even have to look at them. My phone number's in there. Just pick up the phone and call me. I'll walk you through it step by step. I'm already familiar with the job. How much easier is that from an estimator's standpoint than...
That is 100 times better, because that helps us understand, the market, maybe, if I want to say it that way.
Look, I'm going to draw your attention to the concrete that they want, or the trailer that they want. I'm going to draw your attention to the type of wood that they want, to the finish that they want. I'm going to things that you're not going to have to go looking for. I'm making it easier for you.
Right, you're making it a lot easier on us instead of us having to dig through everything.
That's right. Now, I've been in construction all my life. And the one thing I know to be 100% true every time is that as a contractor, we want to do the easy shit first. Is that true in your mind or false?
No, that's true.
That is true.
Okay? So if I'm making myself the easiest out of the 10 phone calls you got to bid a job today, who just got to the number one of the stack?
You?
Me. Do you understand there's psychology behind this script that I just told you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes, we do.
I just caught on to the psychology. That's why. Sorry.
That's
You're
Sean.
basically telling me the government's a little cutthroat.
No, I'm actually talking about real people that I talk to. The reason that comes off my tongue so smoothly is because I've been saying that for 30 years. Okay?
Right.
So, just imagine, of course we're doing a hypothetical role play here, but just imagine that you're making phone calls all day talking to people about having them bid work for you. This can help you, okay?
Right.
Now, under this hypothetical 200 square foot tiny house situation, Brian, you tell me, you're the guy in the field who builds shit. How much to build the 200 square foot tiny house?
About 60 grand.
Okay, so I'm thinking in my mind, I turned the bid in for 100. This guy's telling me 60. Good deal. Okay, Brian, listen, I got to make a couple phone calls, make sure I got everything aligned, but if everything's right, I'll be sending you over a purchase order this afternoon. What's my next phone call, Kathy?
To the companies where the material's at.
No, because he just told me 60 grand, all in. You're going to build that whole thing for 60 grand.
Calls to you.
Oh, okay.
No, what were my 4 options, Kathy?
Oh, no.
I don't.
Number 1 was I can accept.
Yeah.
Okay, so I called the contracting officer back, because remember I got her off the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say, I accept. And now, look what I just did. I turned a bid in for $100,000, not knowing how much this guy was going to tell me. But he told me 60, and now Brian goes out and does all the work just because it's a normal, everyday job for him. And I made $40,000 by making a couple of phone calls.
Oh, I got it.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now,
I got it.
Brian, hypothetical situation, give me another. Hey, Brian, how much for the 200 square foot tiny house?
60 grand.
God damn it. You're really slow. I'm telling you to give me
Sorry.
I'm telling you to give me another price.
I'm going to tell you 80 grand.
Okay, I'm in this thing for 100. He's telling me 80. I think 20 grand. Hey, Brian, if I give you 80 grand, I can go sit on my boat for 2 days while you're building this thing, and you're not going to call me with any problems. Are we in agreement?
Yep.
Okay, then I probably call the CO and I say we accept. Give me another price, Brian.
100 grand.
Oh shit! I turned this thing in for 100 grand. This guy's telling me 100 grand. So I'm going to call the contracting officer back and I'm going to negotiate 130,000. Okay, give me another scenario.
Oh,
Shall I explain it?
I see what's going on. Okay.
Well, if you call me back again and I say 120.
Oh shit! I turned this thing in for 100. I need to withdraw. He's telling me 120. I just withdraw and I move on to the next job. That one wasn't a winner.
Right.
Are you following me now?
I'm following you now.
Yes, we are following you.
Okay. Look,
If you say it in street lingo, I can understand. Don't
No.
have to have the little stuff on top of it, you know what I mean?
You guys are a treat. Listen, what you guys just went through is 15 minutes of a 3-day training event that I put on, okay? And nobody's allowed to get into that training without watching a particular video. And
I watched one of your videos already.
well, I've put out 250 videos, so I don't know which one you watched. There's a particular one that everybody has to watch before they're allowed to even come into my training. So when we get off the phone here, I'm going to text that video over to you. And then look, no deal that's good today isn't good 5 years from now, okay? Right. All I'm asking you guys to do is at some point sit down and watch that video. There's a lot of great content in there. And the reason I make people watch it is because the guy that I was talking to, he was really prepared for that phone call. And he asked, I don't know, 50 to 100 questions. I mean, he just peppered me with questions, more than anybody had ever asked me before. And you get to watch me answer all those questions on my feet, right there in your face. You know, there's no edits, there's no cuts in the video. I mean, it's...
Right.
Okay?
I get it. I understand.
So my suggestion is y'all sit down at some point between now and New Year's or, you know, sometime, just sit down and watch that. And then this is my personal cell phone number. You guys can call me.
You saved under there.
You guys can pick up the phone. You guys can pick up the phone and call me anytime.
Okay.
All right. We will.
Yeah.
Definitely will, because, I mean, I did save your number with your name and everything on it, so I knew when you called, I knew who you were. So
good.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
kind of made us look our northern Michigan people a little slow here, but you know.
Here's what I've learned.
Okay,
Brian and Kathy, I seriously, I want you guys to take this to heart. This next part. I have been teaching contractors how to get federal contracts for 15 years now, almost 16. And the one thing that I know for sure is it takes a hell of a lot of skill to operate in business today.
Right.
It does.
No, it does. No.
Particularly in the construction business, because people are constantly trying to blow smoke up your ass and trying to get one over to you, or hey, you guys are already out here. Can't you just replace this light switch? You know, get something for nothing. Okay, and when you teach smart people, the one thing I know for sure is smart people don't like to look dumb. And in fact, at the end of this conversation, you're like, hey, you're making an excuse. You got one on us. Okay. And so I teach with sarcasm specifically because sarcasm in and of itself is to make you realize that you didn't get the inside joke or get the deal or get the concept or get the... But when you do that with smart people, it's like a bullet to the brain with information because they go, uh-huh. In fact, I heard Kathy. I literally saw the light bulb through the phone when she goes, oh, I get it. Okay? Doesn't matter what he says, how much. We can adjust or withdraw, or we have these 4 options. Okay? When you
Yes.
teach with sarcasm, a smart person will the light bulb will go off every time.
Okay.
That's
I get it.
That's why I talk the way I talk in these calls.
No, it took a minute. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. We just figured there was a whole lot of
Nonsense and jargon
yeah.
to us anyways, but
There's always a method to my madness, and I'm glad you guys got a piece of it today. Anyway, look, I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. I hope you guys have a Happy New Year. I'll sit by the phone just waiting for y'all's call.
we'll call you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
All right, Merry Christmas.
Thank
Happy
you.
New Year.
Yep, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.